All right. Welcome back, guys. Market Pulse for Frankston South. My name is Josh Merchant. Proud to be your host and proudly representing Merchant Realty, a family-run real estate agency. I work alongside my old man and I was about to say my old mum, but that doesn't really make any sense, so we're not going to put that bit in. Guys, what's happening Frankston South right now? Low stock, high demand. What does that equal? Well, if you're a seller and you're thinking about getting a good price, we're in winter. We're straight into winter now. So what does that mean? A lot less stock is going to be on the market. A lot less properties are for sale, which means people are wanting to get into the location and lifestyle that Frankston South has to offer, which means fantastic time to achieve a good sale. We're going to break down what's been happening this year. Right now, I think the sales counter, we are up to 145 sales as of the end of May. We're going to do this every fortnight, guys. I have been doing it weekly. I need to shift that up. The data is a lot harder. I find that with terms and conditions, it's a lot easier to be doing this every fortnight, if not monthly. I actually love jumping on and talking. I think that's a typical real estate agent sort of thing to be doing, but there's just a lot of activity. Now, where are those buyers sitting? Where are these people that are going to buy your house if you are thinking of selling? Well, right now they're sitting 79 out of 123 disclosed sales. So there's been 22, so there's been 145 in total, but 123 have disclosed their sale price online. So they're public information. They've disclosed it to the public. The other 22 haven't. 79 out of 123 have been under the $1.25 million mark. So that's where your buyer pool is. That's your strongest amount of buyers. The rest of them are above the 125. But as I said, I mean, that's 2/3 is under that 125. And the rest, it's taking a lot longer. There's a lot more stock. If we go through the numbers, and we are actually going to do that, we're going to go through. So 44 sales have happened above 125. But there's currently 43 properties out of 77. That are above the median. So what does that mean? Well, if you are looking to sell a product or a property higher than the median in Frankston South, you're a 1 in 2 chance of selling this year right now. It's a very interesting takeaway. I'm just going to quickly bring up our little, bear with me guys. The current, always point the wrong way guys. We would have thought after this year of doing this that I would actually know what I'm doing. So right now you got 73 properties for sale. Sorry, I kept saying 77, of which 11 are under offer. So very little stock for buyers out there. 62 actual properties are available. And guys, as I just said, 43 of them are above the median asking price in Frankston South, which is 1.19 million. So what does that mean? Well, there's a lot less people underneath. Pricing and strategy is a very important thing when it comes to selling, because a lot of people are aiming just above it, or if not well and truly above it, and the market isn't there for them. But if you are a buyer, it's a perfect opportunity to be upsizing. There's a lot less competition in that top end. Clearly, you can see it. The stats do not lie. But if you are looking to either upsize, trading from Frankston into Frankston South, or you are looking to get into the area, we're seeing a lot of investment coming into Frankston South underneath that $1.1 million mark. We're seeing a lot of competition. So make sure if you are a buyer, you're being super active with agents out there. As you can see here, you've also got the cash rate down to 3.85. So that has dropped 50 basis points from the start of this year, which is good for the market. Now, sales counter is at 145. As you can see to my right, guys, look at this. Look where all those 79 sales in between there. There's actually 40 in between 750 and $1 million. So it's an incredible time. As you can see down the bottom, I put not disclosed. So that means that no one knows what that's sold for. We do. If you give us a call, we're more than happy to share some of those, but the market does not want to let anyone know what those properties sold for. As I said, sub 125 is really pushing up. Premium homes are moving really well. The ones that are prepped go even better. Buyers want value, they want the layout, and they want the lifestyle. Frankston South, they love that beach side. Everyone keeps demanding and says, look, Josh, can you find me something off Warringah or off Cars, just in that pocket? People love that. Or even up at Fleetwood, Norman Avenue, people want to be in that Frankston High School zone. There's no surprise. It's a beautiful beachside location. You're closer to the beach, you're closer to the CBD, you're close to Mount Eliza. You've got it all. You've got great, how good, might I add, as a pizza place is Footsie's. I hadn't been there for quite some time. Amazing pizza is done at that. And down the street cafe. Don't even get me started. All right, we're going to break down the numbers. So 145 homes have sold to date, which is fantastic. That's almost, over the 5 months, that's almost one every day. That's 30. Unless I'm doing my mathematics wrong, I think that's about right. 73 properties are currently on the market, as we've talked about before, and 11 are under offer. I'm going to break this down. One other key statistic: 22 of those properties out of the 73 have come on in the last 30 days. So that means 51 of the 73 have been on for longer than 30 days. That's telling me that there's not a lot of new properties for buyers to be actively pouncing on. And that's where those properties that are sitting there, there's some fantastic steals in there. There's some great properties. But as I said, 43 of them are above the median asking price. So you've got to either realign yourself with the market if you are on the market currently and you're asking for a bit more, or realize that, hey, your buyer pool might not be there and it's time to either, reignite your sale, change something. You got to do something. You got to create urgency. You can't just sit on the market, be reactive and see what happens. You got to be proactive, have a very solid plan in place and a strategy that is going to get you a great result. That's all you can do. Off-market sales have been rising. We just did one on, I think it was last Thursday, flowing into Friday. We are seeing a lot more of that. That means that some people are happy to do a quieter sale because there is a bigger buyer pool out there. If you go through the sales through Frankston South, you will see that there's a lot more off-market properties selling. And that is just due to the fact that the buyer pool's deeper. People have had close relationships, and it makes sense. I can reach out to someone that I might know who's been thinking about selling, and then we have the right person at the right time. They walk through that fear of missing out, the exclusivity of it being a very quiet listing right now will make them jump on it and maybe even pay a pretty good dollar. A macro insight, the RBA still at 3.85. I actually should know when they catch up. I'm guessing it's going to be coming up pretty soon, which will be good to see what happens. Let's wait and see. Winter conditions. What is it? We're cold. We're back into the jacket weather. How good is it? I actually love putting the jackets on. There's nothing better. I am Danish blood. I'm born and bred in Australia. I've grown up in Frankston. I've spoken about this to a lot of people. Kingsley Park, I went to as a primary school, and then John Paul College, just off McMahon's. There, I almost said Sky Road, but it is just off. And I love that Frankston area. Guys, we know what we're going to get with winter in Melbourne. Like, it's funny how people won't present their houses and they would rather present in the spring and move in for the summer. But guys, when you're selling and you want a premium, if I could encourage you guys, this is the best time. Sales is all about two things: supply, demand. Supply, you're going to have competition. When you go on the market, you put your property on the market, the buyers aren't just going to be looking at your house. They're going through every other property and making offers on other homes. Guys, you're in competition. Spring selling season is where the most sales happens. It's also where the most properties are on the market. Perfect time. Winter. Yep. Does it photo up as perfect? Well, I always say this: houses really show a good test of time in the winter. When it's nice and rainy, is there any leaks? No, how beautiful is it? Imagine this in the summer. You're in a beachside location. Guys, it's selling the area if you know it well enough. I would beat the spring urge. Try me, trust me. If you sell now, you've got a lot of demand. If you wait, you don't know what the market's going to be doing. So if you've been thinking about selling, make a change, make a move, feel free to reach out. Guys, we've got some just listed properties coming on over the month. We've got 23 Harcourt Avenue, just off Baden Powell there. Beautiful location, Frankston High School zone, just under 600 square meter block, 3-bed, 1-bath, blank canvas. Put your own stamp on it. Do what you want with it. This one will be coming to market at the end of this month. We've got 17 Highland Drive, beautiful property, just in the Lorikeet Ridge estate there, in beautiful area. I absolutely love that highland escarpment. And there's some beautiful homes selling in there for some great prices. This is a beautiful 5-bed, 2-bath, just over 850 square meters, pool, family. The layout's probably one of the best that's going to be hitting the market, I would say. So guys, watch out for that one. Dual, there's multiple living, garage spaces, very private. Highland isn't necessarily a private street, but you're not going into that Lorikeet Ridge for no reason. You can cut through for certain things, but guys, this is tucked away, neat and tidy. Give it a drive by if you want. And property of the week, 76 Cliff Road. Privately inspect that one. It's a stunning home. Bay views, 5-bed, 4-bath, everything you could ever want. Pool, there's just 3 levels. Like you don't get it. The ceiling heights, the charm, just the facade. These are the rarest opportunities and they don't come up often. Guys, I'm going to give you some buyer and seller tips. My buyer tip, stay vocal, stay local. What the heck does that mean, Josh? Well, right now, guys, there's a lot of buyers agents and a lot of investment coming in from out of state. So these buyers are pestering on the phone 2-3 times a day, just bombarding the phones, making sure they're being front of mind. People who are front of mind, really good real estate agents are going to keep in contact with their buyers. We do that on the daily. It's why our team works really well. It's why we have such a big team to be able to facilitate each and every sale that we do. We want to make sure we're in front of every single buyer that is active, ready to go, and just wants to find the right thing. So guys, I'd be suggesting jump on the phone. Make sure you're talking to every real estate agent that's active and local to that area and works the core suburb that you're looking of interest. Just text them, call them, be proactive. Make sure you're giving them your brief. Tell them what they are. Do what every other buyer's agent does. They send a genuine brief of each buyer and what they're looking for and their criteria. Do the exact same thing. That's my recommendation. And seller tip, well, guys, very exciting in Merchant Realty. World-class marketing is incoming. Watch this space, guys, because when it comes down to selling your home, it is how it is seen and that's how well it is sold. So guys, when we are putting properties on the market, we can't wait for what's to come. So please watch that space. Guys, we've had a really nice, consistent flow this year. It's been a really solid year. The market's really moving. If you're talking to anyone in Frankston and Frankston South and they're saying it's not, maybe they're not dealing with enough properties, maybe they're not dealing with enough buyers, because there's actually a lot of people out and about moving in this marketplace. And guys, as I said, winter, the stats don't lie. We're at 73 properties on the market, 11 under offer. That's a substantially low amount, and 51 of those have been on for north of 30 days. So they're properties that people aren't actually wanting. So guys, perfect time to be making a move. Be strategic. You are on the market and you haven't had a result. Guys, your first 2 weeks are crucial. I've said this time and time again. It's very different to the old days when my old man was selling and you would have the corner office. You'd have all the, the window listings with the brochures placed in them, and you'd get someone knock on or call from a board that they see when they're driving past. Guys, the window shopping's done. Realestate.com.au, how good's that? Straight on. You've got all your buyers anywhere, anytime for the last 6 months. They're coming to your house in that first or second week if they love it. Trust me, you'll be better off. Just your first 2 weeks, super crucial. Guys, as I said, supply is low, buyers are ready. Please hit me up if you're looking to sell. Can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much. If you are this far through, this has been a long one. I'm going to break down next week. I will be going through and talking about the sales and the amount of new properties that have come on. So we will be doing the same format. But guys, thank you so much for your patience. Appreciate it and can't wait to see you in the next one.